This episode was sponsored by VeriSign, the registry operator of .com. .com is where the world finds you. Learn more at your.com. Hey, everybody, welcome. Thanks for joining me on the Rundown with Ramon podcast. I appreciate you being here today. My name is Ramon Ray, talking to my longtime friend and mentor. He may not see it that way. I can see John going like this, but he is my mentor and a friend, somebody I watched, someone I learned from him. You may have as well, but John Lawson, otherwise known as John Colder Ice Lawson. Appreciate you, brother. Glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, I don't know if you know this, Ramon,
Tell me.
but you are the first stage I ever spoke on.
I didn't know that. You may have told me before, but thank you for the reminder.
Right. You know, because it was back in the day, but it's like now, here we are like damn near 20 years later.
Yes.
That's you gave me like my first shot.
I appreciate, man. So that means that I'm great in seeing talent and you're great in saying yes, and together we're still friends and soaring. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Working with the best brands in the world. We both have a following. We're both in circles that we pass each other, so it's a good thing.
Bro, that's the picture.
Come on now. Oh, wow. Okay. That's nice, man. Thank you. You made my day.
But it just came to me. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, dang, it's right there. That's the picture.
That's nice, man. Listen, I appreciate that. John Lawson, talk to us a little about who you are today. And I know we're going to get into being entrepreneurs, getting older, what that means, and more. I'll let you unpack that. But just for the audience who don't know you, who are you today?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm an AI coach. I do consulting, and I speak, teach, train, all those things. That's kind of what I do.
And I'll say my perspective, you are one of the best at it. Again, a friend of mine, John, we've known each other for years. And when you speak, I've seen you totally destroy stages in a good way and teach the people. And seen you get standing ovations. And definitely in this last few years, you definitely have become an AI aficionado, an AI enthusiast, as you teach us.
Yes.
Diving into it. Yeah, that's from you. One of the leaders in it, AI enthusiast. But, we're all using it. But you're leaning into it more. We all have our specialty. Mine happens to be stage and speaking. You're leaning into AI. So, and definitely being a small business consultant in general, you have a broad spectrum of knowledge as we've all morphed. But John, let's touch on this right now. I'm going to let you unpack that. Where do you want to take this? But I think the headline, as it were, we're going to talk about technology and probably AI in this podcast here. But to start out, this is a reality, John. I'm 53. I got 2 children, 2 grandkids. We are all getting older. You've alluded to the fact, being on stage 20-something or more years ago, you've seen my kids a few times over the decades. You've known each other, but I've seen your family online grow up in some way. Talk to us what this means for you, John, and why it's so important for you to start off by talking about getting older.
I don't know if it's really necessarily just where I want to start.
Sure.
But here's what happened, man. I just celebrated, so I'm going to take off my glasses for everybody so they can see how pure and beautiful I look. But I just celebrated my 61st birthday, right? And here's the deal. When I turned 60, it's like, there's that mind screw that happens when you put a 0 on the end, right? But there's a big difference between turning 60 and being in your 60s. So, you know what I'm saying? You feel it, right? You remember when you turned 50 and you're like, okay, now I'm in my 50s.
Yes.
And next you're in your mid 50s.
Right.
Then you're in your late, that's what. So being in my 60s really had a paradigm shift for me. And then I'm recognizing no matter, like things come in threes, it's the trinity of life, and no matter how you cut it and slice it anymore, I'm definitely in the third of the trinity. So, and that just was a real wake up call for everything now. I'm not sifting through it and filtering it through, oh, I'm so old, but I'm recognizing that time plays a role.
Yes, it sure does. Let me ask you, John, a few things on that, man. We may go a little Mel Robbins here, man, whatever, whoever the guru of the day is, right? They talk about these things, you come and, hey, I'm the tactical specialists that you and I are, the technical, but then you talk about life, the important stuff.
Yes.
Is there
Yes.
anything that you would do different? Anything you regret? And I'm not talking about things with mom or as a childhood, whatever, dad, all that stuff. But I mean, just past 30, 40 years, kind of tilting towards business or John as a person, anything you're like, Ramon, man, these are one or two things I wish I could change. Or overall, are you pretty happy with where you are, whether it's financially, emotionally, family, however you want to answer that?
I'm pretty happy with where I am and my accomplishments. Uh, if I had any regret, and I'm sure of some of you guys, I'm going to help you avoid that regret. Is simply if I'd have did it sooner.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only regret. There's many things that I mean, man, if I would have just did that when the idea first came up, you got time, you're going to do it later. I'll get to that. That kind of idea, of time being infinity, it's not,
That's right.
you
That's right.
know? And so, I mean, there are things that I really just wish I would have did it sooner.
No, and that's fair. I love that. And then I'm curious, how do you feel as we're sitting here talking about this? You're in your 60s, as you said. What is that like, John? Are you thinking that, hey, the tunnel's almost there. I'll be 70, 80 soon? Are you like waking up excited? Nope. In this season, I'm gonna keep rocking with what I have. Or are you already seeing the runway? The wheels are out of the plane. We can get all kind of metaphorically here, trying to avoid certain words, right? But and the plane's landing, as it were, and
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the end of the third season may be for any of us. How do you feel sitting here, especially with all your tech background, all the history you've seen, mutual friends we have? What's John thinking about?
Yeah, honestly, I don't feel like I'm at the end of anything, but I do recognize
Mm,
that I have to lean more. Oh, this is good. What I've realized is that I have to lean more on wisdom than hustle.
mm,
So that's the big shift. I was always the hustler. But now I got to
yeah,
really relax, sit back,
yeah.
use the wisdom because I can't out hustle a 30-year-old.
Impossible. Yep.
It's
Yeah.
just, yeah, it's just not possible. So, and I can't learn more about AI than a kid that's being raised in this, you know, than one of the alphas or
Yeah.
whatever they're going to call the next ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I'm out of that phase of my life where I look at the field and actually think that I'm going to take the field and run the ball past these guys. That's not how it's going to work. I have to use this and
Mm.
my experience.
Yeah. Which includes your leverage and your relationships and all the things,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. None of them can have, they don't have that. You
Yes.
can't. You
Yeah.
can't get this
Yes.
except for experience. And so, when I deal with younger people, I let them understand. I'm like, bro, let me just tell you, I'm not going to speak the way you speak. I
Mhm.
don't have the vernacular that you have. All I've got is experience, and
Mm.
you can't buy that.
Mm. Mm. And that is a power. It's almost as if John, you see the Liam Neeson movie, right? He's getting up in age. Demi Moore's husband, Bruce Willis.
Mhm.
Meaning in these movies, older gentlemen, right? As we're talking, I'm 53. My point being is that the movies as they're older, they're not sprinting down the road. They watch the bad guys go down. And they just throw the boomerang, or whatever, meaning they're leveraging their smarts. Before they'd take out five guys at a time. This time they're like, you know what? They don't even know there's no more roadway. I'm just going to sit here and take a soda.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right, right.
I'll
I like
just sit right here. You're going to run off a cliff or
yes.
you're going to turn back. I'll be here when you get back.
Exactly, exactly. Or send somebody else. Hey, y'all go. I'll be here. I'll hit the
Yeah,
button.
you run after him. Go, go. Yeah,
Um,
totally.
Curious, John, as well. And I want to. And I don't know if this is. I don't think it's your expertise. It could be. But when you talk about being a small business owner, let's talk to the business that's building a $500,000, $2-3 million business, which is arguably small, but in the circles we're in, we know that's bigger than 99% of most still. So it's all about context. But the point
Right.
is, what are some things you've done or some things we're doing? And here's where I'm leaning to. But answer it however you want. Um, Whatever you call the SEP 401k, saving your money, building retirement, staying out of debt, living below your means, spending more time with your family. Just curious, anything that comes to mind to you, talking to that 30-year-old or 40-year-old, that mature entrepreneur, anything that that comes to mind that you can think, hey, here's some things you may want to consider, the things you want to do right.
Whatever. They're not going to listen.
I know, but still tell them.
But no, I mean the time value of money, there's
Mm,
nothing that I've seen that can beat it. If you can take some money, set it aside in a growing, interest area,
mm,
do it. You've got to do that, if nothing else. And then when you get to my age, you'll be like, "Oh my God,
yeah,
I got how much?"
yeah,
That nothing beats that. And that's coming from an entrepreneur
yeah.
because I understand. Yeah, people used to be like, "Do you play the stock market?" I'm like, "No, I'm the stock market."
Mm,
There is nothing that would produce better in a 1 year, 5 year period than investing in myself. I understood that, and
yeah.
I understood that in my business. It worked out. Uh, but, at the same time, you need to take a piece of that and put it away and just not pay attention.
Yeah, I love that. And last question on this, John, but feel free. We can take this wherever we want to take it. Is that, oh man, I had another question for you. I was going to asking. Oh, would you take any big risks, John, right now? And big to me, let me be contextually. Would you put 20,000, 10,000, 50,000? And I want a stretch number, whatever stretches for you.
Whatever the stretch number is,
Yeah,
right?
for you. Not talking about millions, but a stretch for you that you go, let me think. Would you do that today with somebody you trusted? And I'm not going to pitch you. Somebody you trusted, a good idea. Would you say, you know what? I know I'm 60 something years old.
Yep,
I'm
yep,
gonna put
yep.
75 on this. Would you, or whatever the number? Would you do it?
Absolutely. And I
Okay.
just did it yesterday. But the thing I let the person know that I'm about to work with, I let them know. I'm like, look, just telling you, this is it for me. I don't
Oh,
have let's restart.
yeah.
I don't have
I'm
time
not
to
Robert
make
Herjavec.
up that
You know
investment.
what? 500,000 happens to all of us. I'll give you 500,000 more. Let's try it again.
Right.
Yeah.
But that at 30, that was something I could say.
Yeah.
10, that's going to be 10 years, but I'll get it back kind of
Yeah.
vibe. I don't have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I understand that, but that didn't keep me from doing what, because I've got that one thing
Yeah.
I want to get it. I want to do it kind of vibe in me still. So
I love that. John, this has been
that
amazing.
won't die.
And I'll just, I wouldn't say end, but I think I'll transition this discussion and I'll give you the last word here. For me, I'll just say, listen, we're all going to get older. And I think for me, I love my family. I'm a family person for my audience listening to me. But as many people know, I'm hard charging business, business, business. I wake up in the morning and I think about revenue, my business. It's what I love, meaning my wife, she's more the maternal, our grandkids and all that. I love them, but a different. So I think that's one, though. My point is build family relationships. I think two, look at the future. I've done some mistakes, John, some things I wish I would have saved more, saved better. And so I'm in a season of grinding for the next 2 to 5 years, grinding in a good way. You kind of see what I do, where I'm like, I do have some runway. We're all different. We all have different things that happen to us in life. Some runway. So that's number two for me. My point is save, 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 because the time will come when you're in your 50s or 60s. And I think three, I love what you said, John, leveraging relationships. This is the season I'm in, and I've done this for a while. You and I here, John Lawson's got an amazing Rolodex. I got an amazing Rolodex. The fact that I can text him, call him in the same way for anybody here. We all know somebody. So keep your friends close, check in on them. And yeah, we know it's about business in some way, but also with people you like, people you can laugh
Right.
with and have lunch with. So anything on
Yes.
that, John? Riff on that, and then we'll switch gears here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't burn the bridges,
There we go.
because the people on the way up are going to be the same people you see on the way down.
Mm,
And that's just, I don't know that, but that's wisdom.
yeah.
You
That's
know, that's just wisdom. Trust me, you're
yeah.
gonna run into them again, and you'll be like, "Man, why did I treat you the way I treated you?"
Yeah.
And maybe they're gonna be on the up,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be in the valley.
Yeah.
But life is all about peaks and valleys.
It is for sure. And I'll add one more thing on that is that also staying in touch, John. Our mutual friend in ATL, building a big empire, coaching empire. I'm still in touch. Text
Yeah,
one, text once, I DM once in a while, and I get a response. So that's the kind of thing I mean. I do for everybody, but very special people that we have, still be in touch. How's your family? How are you? They will respond. You just never know. So I just wanted to, the relationship is my point. The human relationship with that
yes.
circle of people, don't lose it. John Lawson, let's talk here today as well about, I think, your favorite topic, although you fake humbly be like, nah, I'm just an enthusiast. And he's got 5,000 computers in a rack running MCP and all kind of things. Let's talk about AI, John.
All right. I love it.
You know what? Let's start and then you just riff on this. I'm gonna sit here for 2 hours and I'll just hit record. But John, two people to talk to. Can you please give a little TED talk, a riff, not to those who are scared of it. I can't deal with those people. But those who are just starting off still, they're just using it for the prompt. The beginners, can you talk to them? Anything you have to say to them? And then I want to dive into some of the things you're doing and what we can learn. And I want to really get some ideas, some tips. People to go, wow. But talk maybe to those
Okay.
who are still like, okay, I asked her, what's the weather in Cairo? And that's all they're doing.
Oh, no, you can't. Come on, man. So I want you guys to think about AI like Legos,
Okay.
right? A Lego set, you can take it, dump the, container of Legos out on the floor, and you don't really need instructions. And you can set it in front of a 4-year-old, and the first thing you have to do is show them how the blocks connect. And you say, this one goes on top, and then you take another one, and this one goes on top. And it's like, look, I made a staircase. That's about all you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You could leave the room, and within 10, 15 minutes, they're going to be like, Mommy, look what I made. I made an airplane.
Yep.
Right? That's what AI is. It doesn't come with instructions. Stop waiting for somebody to teach you AI or to give you, all the prompt. What prompt do I need to do that? You don't need all that at this point. AI is intelligent enough that if you just play with it, it'll teach you how to turn those Legos into the Millennium Falcon. So the same Legos that make that, model of the Millennium Falcon, it's a 3,000 Lego or something like that set is the same Legos that are sitting in that bucket. So you have to understand, you got to just play with it. That's the main thing because all of the imaginations that will be created really come from you.
Is there too much AI, John? Meaning the people like, and I'm saying metaphorically, all your people who are doing this, the servers, and I got 27 agents. You had an amazing class on it. So kind of the way, I'm not asking you to tell on yourself, but y'all who teach the high advanced, I call it advanced. Is that too much? Or is that like, no, this is the basics that you need to learn this, just like doing a good Google search. And if I didn't ask that question even right, restate the question. But
Yeah, I get what you're saying. What what's really happening is that people that claim expertise.
Mhm,
Now, you've had children.
mhm.
AI came out when
2 years ago.
2022,
Yeah,
2023.
the new one, meaning the
Yeah,
ones.
right. Yeah,
I'm not talking about the one our
ChatGPT.
friends at Zoho. I've
ChatGPT
used this for
came out
15 years.
right, and in November 22.
Okay.
Okay, now if you had a baby
Mm,
that was 4 years old, would you claim that you were an expert parent?
no, definitely not.
So this idea of I'm an AI expert
Mm,
is such crap.
mm,
It irritates me. But the only reason why they do that is because they can take your money to make you think that you're missing what they've got. And it's just that part irritates me. And that's why I don't say I'm an expert. I'm an enthusiast.
Your
I'm as
friends say you're an
excited
expert,
about
though.
it as anybody else. But it's so fresh and
Yeah.
so new, and it's happening so fast that you can't even keep up. So the class that I would teach in January is totally irrelevant
Mm,
in August.
mm,
That's how fast it's moving. So the deal is you haven't missed anything. Where you get on is where you're going,
mm,
right? It's just like on the train. If I get on the train in Queens, it don't mean that I missed something because I didn't get on in the Bronx
mm,
when it's going to Manhattan.
mm,
I mean, I'm still going to Manhattan.
mm.
Get on the train, man. Don't feel like you have to make up for all the no. This is not that kind of party. Wherever you get in, that's where you're going to fit in, right? So this idea of, because one of the things is people make promises about AI that are not even capable today, you
So
know.
let's dive into it, John. Let's talk about some of the things you teach. and what that may be applicable. If you want, let's play a game. Maybe talk to two or three different types of business owners. You set the
Sure.
scenario up, but we're talking to landscaper Joe. Maybe that could be one scenario. These you don't have to remember them; they could change. Landscaper Joe. Maybe we're talking to Becky, who's a publicist, and maybe we're talking to a couple, Jack and Jill, who are a medical company or dentist. Maybe these are three broad sectors. What are some things you're teaching? Because again, John Lawson, Colder Ice, you teach these things. You have courses, and people can get and learn from you. What are some broad ways that you're saying, hey, Ramon, here's maybe three different scenarios, three different buckets that a small business that has two or three employees, whatever it may be, and I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but I know you can grasp it, what I'm trying to do here. What are start teaching us maybe some two or three scenarios. Hey, here's maybe how you could do it. Or if you're like this, here's something to think about. Talk to us about that.
So great points, right? Start. I love landscaper because there's so many things
Right.
and tools
And it's not
that,
the techie geeks like me, you, and our friend Brent. We sit
right,
behind three computers.
right.
They got dirt in their fingernails. Talk to them.
They got dirt in their fingernails, but the landscaper, you know, there's certain periods and times during the day that he cannot answer the phone. When you're out there, you're riding the mower, you got your earplugs in, you don't even hear the phone ring. It's probably sitting in your truck. But also in the same vein is that if I'm looking for somebody to do my lawn today,
Mhm.
and you can't answer the phone, by the time you are done with the job and get into the truck, see that I made that call,
Done.
I've already called two other
That's right.
landscapers, got their quotes, and one of those guys is on the way to my house. So I'm losing money by not being able to take that call.
Mm.
Well, AI can actually take the call for you at this point. It can actually take the call for you. It can make notes. It can make sure that it asks the customer the questions it needs and make the quote based on the information that it already has and let them know that you will get back to them in 30 minutes. That you can actually do right now. So all of those calls that are falling off, we can use AI now to actually get those answered with your brand and your tone. It's not going to, be 100% like talking to a human, but it's pretty darn close at this point. 80%, it's good enough for them to get the information they need for making a decision. So
Let
that's
me
one.
let me push back at that scenario, John, for the sake of the audience. I can hear people squirming and saying you're full of it. 10 years ago, John, our big friends at the big companies, the research firms, wouldn't we have to pay thousands? And I'm not joking here, John, to use
No,
these tools, set up the
I
IVR
know.
or hire a consultant, the what is it, call receptionist companies. We'd have to do this. So when I hear you say this, are you saying I got to call Ernst and Young to do this, some major? Are you literally believing that with whatever minimal amount of money and probably getting one or two smart people to help me, or myself, but or my team, that I can get this done in a day or two? You really believe that for the average landscaper who's not techie, they or their team, like that young person we talked about in our previous conversation, they can get this done in a relatively quick amount of time over a weekend or whatever? Is that what you're saying?
Okay. You're
Maybe
not going to be well because you're the landscaper
yeah,
guy. You
I'm a
don't
land.
even have the time to
Okay,
put into actually
fair
doing
enough.
this.
I got the budget to outsource it. I can do that. Take this.
Right.
Yeah,
But for the cost of a few lawn
yeah.
contracts, you know, we can get this built for you.
Oh,
And I'm not talking about me,
I got
but
you.
you can get this built.
Yeah.
And all of the money that was falling on the floor will more than pay for your investment for getting that done.
Got it.
And they understand.
But to your point, John, things you do, please do mention that now, because I want people to understand what
Yeah,
do you do things like this? Or is it more the courses? Talk to
yeah,
us.
absolutely.
Segue to
Yeah,
John.
I've got a solution. We put you in touch. We'll build it all out for you. Blah 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 blah.
Got it.
Not
So
trying
not
to sell anybody on that.
no, I appreciate it. So
Just
not
tell
only are
you
you an
on
AI,
the opportunity. I'm trying to sell people on the opportunity
I
that
got you.
AI is bringing small business owners today that they don't know about.
Yeah.
Stop sitting around and looking at people dancing and then saying, "Hey, you can make an AI dance like you." What do I need that for? It's so stupid. But these actual use cases for a landscaping business, 100% all day, all day. And if you're out in the neighborhood and you're landscaping and you don't have a card or a magnet that you can put on the mailboxes as you're going by, you have to have that. You can create that tonight with AI, no problem at all. right? Those are the kinds of things that we can do that used to be unbelievably
Yeah.
hard for a small business owner to do
Yeah. I
before
love
now.
that.
All right.
So what I'm hearing is that then, so in this case is that I'm hearing is that scenario one for the landscaper, they got dirt in their fingers, regular guy or gal, pretty much pay my invoice, we'll come and do your lawn. Just that broad scenario. That's a simple thing you can do because it sounds to me, John, you're looking at the biggest pain point. Forget your
That's
spreadsheets
the
and
biggest, yes.
what
Right.
houses you should find, all that we can anybody do that. But this is
Right.
a case where phone's ringing. That's what happens, right? Miss so and so or Mr. So and so's calling. Hey, can you do my lawn? Oh, sure, I'll show up. What's the time and date? Send my link, pay for it. We show up next week and do it. Done. That's pretty much the business.
Exactly. It's the
Okay,
part that's still missing,
got it.
right? They already know because if you see a landscaper, you drive by, the number's on the truck.
Yeah.
They've spent money to
Yes.
paint the number on the truck.
That's right.
But then if the phone doesn't get answered,
Got it.
so they already understand the value of the phone call.
Okay.
All we got to do is put some automation on the back end that will be a pickup. And there's services. A lot of them have services that'll do that. I'm telling you, you can actually replace that service at this point with AI, and it's on your phone right now.
I love that, John. I love that. And so number two, now I'm gonna let you talk to my girl Becky, John. Meet
Yeah,
Becky.
Becky.
Becky owns I don't know, $4 million, one or two employees. I don't know what the size of all that, but four to $6 million, maybe even $10 million PR firm. She's okay, John. She has a nice little set of boutique clients. She's doing all right.
Yeah,
But she's not out of the struggle bus. She's clearly using AI, John, for the PR, press releases and all that. She's
yeah.
pretty smart, but also doesn't have a lot of time. And she's a little frustrated. So whatever the scenario, talk to Becky. She's got a team of
I'm ready to talk
publicists.
to Becky.
Okay, you already talked to Becky. Go ahead.
I'm
Talk
ready
to
to talk to Becky. Becky already knows what AI can do
Becky. Right.
to create content and get people, opportunity to be publicized in, all the different media. You already understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Your team's already using that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your problem, Becky. The problem is that as AI gets more and more easy to for people to get onto, then what happens is a lot of the services that you're charging thousands of dollars for, people are going to be able to do it on their own. And you're probably seeing some of that frustration.
That's right.
So what you've got to start thinking about, Becky, is you're going to have to start thinking about uh, how you can 10x what you do for your clients without 10xing the cost.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to start thinking and start realizing that if I don't 10x my value, then those clients are going to just, hey, I can do that with ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's where your challenge is right now. So you're going to have to really make sure that your team are producing the things that they're producing now 10 times faster, 10 times cheaper, so you can be 10 times more, what's the word? So,
Productive.
yeah,
Endearing
productive.
to them, productive, and an asset to them.
Yeah, yes. But when, gosh, the word is
We both 50, 60, John. Come on, we older people. That's okay.
competitive. So you can
Competitive.
be 10
That's the
times
word.
more competitive,
Yes.
right? So, you're not going to be able to forever get, 5,000 a month.
Yeah.
We're going to need a, 1,000 a month, $999
Mm-hmm.
offer. And you can deliver that if you teach your team and get better with the AI and 10x it,
Right.
because that's what's going to happen to your market. It's going to be a race to the bottom very shortly.
Boy, my friend Seth Godin talks about that all the time. So, John, what I'm hearing you say with Becky is, yeah, there's all kind of fancy tools and all that you can deliver, that she can get, that you do, and that's a stable for all these businesses. But you're honing in. It seems like you're honing into the problem. You honed it in on Joe the landscaper. You honed it on Becky. Becky, you already know how to use AI. You're already using it. This is a business issue she has where AI and other tools are coming against you. How do you stay relevant? How do you keep building your business and leverage AI to keep building a business for the next years to come? That's what I'm hearing. It's a business issue, not so much a tech or AI issue.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because here's the thing, man. Here's the difference between me and all the other quote AI experts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a business expert that uses
Right.
AI.
That's right.
I'm not an AI expert. I didn't leave my job, take a course,
Right.
and become the new AI. That's not me. I built businesses
That's
for
right.
the last 20 years. That's my expertise, and I use AI. So that's the difference. So everything that you throw at me looks like a business problem that I'm ready to solve. And then I can use AI to solve it. AI is just a hammer in my toolbox.
I love it. And John, it's funny you said that. I love that. That's probably why we like each other so much. Is that me as a speaker? Same thing, John. I'm
Yes.
not a guy who learned. I cry very. I don't know what I feel. I'm not a guy who learned speaking, and I'm teaching speaking. I don't teach it, but even if I did,
Right.
I have spoken on hundreds of stages, and I've even produced events. So similar to you, I feel it from a different lens when I talk
Yes.
about speaking. Anyways, it's interesting when you have that true.
Yeah. I had a client the other day. We were on the phone and she's having this moment and I can hear it in her
Mm,
voice.
yeah.
And the moment was that she had done all of these things in real estate.
Mm,
She's amazing. I mean, she's gone from, just a regular real estate agent to a builder,
mm,
basically, and
mm,
has all the relationships and all that. She leaves uh, uh, from the office
mm,
and decides to take an AI course,
mm,
and then gets a certification from Becky Sue
mhm.
Barbie. That's like, oh, well, you're an AI expert. And, she was struggling.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm struggling with I'm like, well, what do you do?
yeah.
And then she starts telling me about all the things she did. Well, I'm like, girl, you're a real estate expert
Do
that
that.
uses AI. Yeah, and it just shifted her whole thing.
Mm,
She's like, man, you really have helped me so much in 10 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, you need to stop that running around telling people you're an AI expert. There's 1,001 of those people, and they're killing the brand as we speak, So that's not what you are. Stay where you are and then talk to other real estate agents on how to leverage this tool in your toolbox that could really blow up their agency, you know. So yeah, same, man.
no, I love that, John. I love that. So, yeah, no, you're right. And hey, everybody, go to johnlawson.com, go to Coder Ice, follow John, follow him online, dive into what he's doing. There's a number of courses. I think you do do teachings like every hour on the hour, John. Like
No, I
it's
do not.
awesome, man.
Yes.
Just say yes, John. It's a
Okay,
compliment.
yes,
No,
yes. Just follow me. You'll find me.
there we go. But John, let's talk to the third person in. This is gonna be
Okay.
my man Juan. My
Oh
man
my
Juan
gosh.
is a successful OG dentist office, something like that, So kind of the mix got people coming in, but John, he's talking to the state, all the Medicaid, Medicare, insurance stuff. He's got a team of people at the front desk doing intake coming in. He's got to do follow up. He loves what he does, but this is not just, hey, I'm teaching you something. This is you and people's bodies and stuff. So what should he know? One, and he's pretty smart and he's got some money, in fact, too, but the dude's
Mhm.
overwhelmed and busy and he's cautious. Security's paramount. He's not getting some Mac server in a back room somewhere and running some agent code on it. Maybe he is, but
Maybe he
talk,
is.
talk to one.
Maybe he is.
He may be.
Okay, for sure. All right. Front desk, front desk, front desk. Right.
Mm,
And you've been there, man.
mhm,
You've been there. You're standing there trying to check in
mhm.
at the dentist's office, and she's on the phone.
That's right.
Right. So same with the
Smiling at
landscape.
you though.
Right. Right. Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
she's smart. She's there, but
right.
yeah,
Right. But that's the same thing.
yeah.
Missed calls,
Mm,
text back, re-upping for appointments.
hmm.
I can't make an appointment. I need to schedule,
That's right.
reschedule. We can do all of that, right? No shows. So we can,
Huge.
right, huge, right? But we can send reminders and all of that stuff to reduce the no shows. And, if they do the no show, then we want to get them back in the office. So a lot of front desk stuff, that's your big ROI on AI. Huge stuff, right? Now, secondary is insurance and billing. Most of that we can actually create, processes that will mimic what the office used to do And all they will be doing is checking to make sure it actually is right. And the AI will start taking and doing, all of the billing,
Mhm.
eligibility verification.
Mhm.
We can do that. Scrubbing through claims to make sure they're put together before submission,
Mhm.
all of that kind of stuff. AI can really help you in that area.
Wow.
And then, of course, depending on what you do, you know, reading X-rays. I know, I understand. You might not believe it, but AI is really good at X-ray review. Really good at X-ray review. They're using it right now in cancer screenings,
Mhm.
and it's actually doing better
Yeah.
than the technician
Yep.
at review. So there's just a couple of thoughts that
And going
but
back to
it's
X-rays, Joanna Stern. I don't have her book here. Oh yeah,
oh
Joanna Stern. Shout out to her. I am not a robot. She talks about this. The Wall Street Journal talked about this in her book. Her breast, mammogram. I think it's called. Yeah,
yeah,
mammogram. Mammogram.
mammogram.
How again she had that same debate. Was it perfect or not? 1%. But she said overall, let the bots do it. The bots, the bots know every cell and every reading of it. So to your point of that, and you can have a
Yeah, it's
human in there.
crazy. And
Yeah.
and that's another thing too. When we talk about AI, and so we got AI that is able to recognize breast cancer better than the actual technician.
That's right.
But your complaint is, well, it sounds funny. It don't totally. I'm like, you are it. Let me just tell you, girl, dude, whatever. If the hammer goes in, I'm sorry, if the nail
Mm.
goes in crooked, you can't blame the hammer.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And John, as the stats are saying here is that like Waymo, whatever, these things are only going to get better and better and
Better
better.
and
And
better.
forget the whole discussion of humans and jobs and all that. We're not talking about that today. But the
Yeah.
point is, I said I would trust a Waymo better. The thing is, talk about they can't get drunk. It's never going to get sleepy. So that's what Joanna Stern again. She said she was like, no,
Yeah,
the
and
bots. Yeah,
it's gonna have issues.
absolutely.
I'm hire anybody that be talking about AI employee issues don't have real employees. Cause stop.
Because we humans have issues.
Oh my gosh. So,
Oh
I mean,
boy.
I get it. And we're still, again, this is new. It
Yeah.
hasn't been out forever, but it's moving very, very quickly and it gets better and better and better every month.
Yeah, for sure. Seems like what we've done here, John, with these three scenarios, and you've consistently done this, and which is I like about your style. You didn't lead with tech first, just to get in the brief discussion. We haven't even had a whole 10-hour masterclass. You didn't lead with the tech first, didn't lead with geek first. You pinpointed the issue. You talked to what's the dude's name? Juan, and you pinpointed one small thing: front desk. Let's solve the whole front desk issue, and you wrap that. You're like, then medical, billing, whatever it may be. Let's build an agent or whatever it's called for that specific issue. Going back to the PR firm, you're like, no, you're already using AI. You already got this. This is a business issue. How do you stay? And then for a landscaper, you pulled up one thing there and said, hey, the biggest thing he or she needs, phone calls. So is this something that those who are listening to us, John, and you've done this even without AI, knowing your body of work, focus on what's the problem? Start with one or two things maybe that are the issues and go from there. Does that make sense what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, for me personally, it's like show me the money. Where am I losing money?
Mm,
And that's for us as small business owners, that's what it's all about, man. So I mean, we want to either save money or make more money.
yeah.
That's how our business grows. Once I got the money in my hand, I know how to take it and build a bigger business. I know how to expand my team. I know all the things. So if I want to help a business, then that's where I'm going to find what's the bottleneck and where's the money so that we can bring you up and build your business.
Yeah. And I do want to talk, John, again, not just because you do this, but generally speaking, because I think it's the way to do it. I do it myself. You think I do some graphics in Canva, all that, but I hire people. Can I do this or that? Absolutely.
Right.
But I'm about efficiency, doing what I do best. So when it comes to working with somebody like you, although there's nobody like you, but in the broader sense, working with John Lawson, Colder Ice, what do you offer? And what are things that you would say we should lean to? Like you talked about, Juan, the examples I made, are these prompts I'm buying to put in, or do you and or have a team that can say, nope, give us a few days and we will have it for you and show you how it works like you would do back in the days of an app software development? Is that what it is? Give me a breakdown for kind of the 2 or 3 things that you do for somebody and how to use someone like you, if that makes sense.
Okay. So number one, Colder Ice Kits,
Okay.
KITS, coldericekits.com. Check that out. That I just put together. So all of these things that I'm talking about, I've actually taken a lot of my outputs that I've done on actual engagements with our clients, and I've turned them into actual skills that you can upload directly into your AI. So you're no longer working with the out of the box AI. So a lot of people's output is just because they're using the out of the box AI. You take these skills, throw them inside of there, and solve your problems. All right. Or at least direct it at the problem and watch it work.
Minimal editing, minimal customization.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So that's like, 101 easy level to work with John kind of vibe. Right. The next level, of course, is I've always got training, like you said, classes that I'm doing. So, get engaged with me. And of course, then next level is we've got a back end and I'm perfecting. Yay, back end. I don't know how that works, man. Don't ask me why that does. I know. I do certain moves and it suddenly does crazy. But I'm working with putting together our back end, which is more of a done for you kind of thing. So it's more for the dentist, the real estate agents. So you get in, you pay us, we put it all together, and we have it running inside your office. And that is a little bit deeper. And then, like I said, the last level is one-on-one, where I come in and work with your business and we solve those issues.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the reason I said that, John, because again, I'm a firm believer that if you're going to grow your business, focus on what you do best. You, Ramon, anybody else. So what I'm hearing to repeat, John, those who are using John's services and or in general this could be, but I trust John, you should look at what he's doing generally, people, is that A, those who are like, hey, I want to be smarter. I don't know anything about this. Let me learn. John has a variety of courses. Learn it. Just learn how to prompt better, whatever it may be. Variety of courses, learn it, and that's great. Finish. Number 2, this skills training. And if I'm saying it wrong, John, let me know. I'm, for example, metaphorically a travel agent or PR firm, whatever it is. I want to skill how to do something pretty discreet or broad in my business better instead of me prompting, testing. John's like, well, here's the kit. It's already built. Put this in your AI.
Okay, here's the thing. The skill is an SOP for AI. That's what it is.
Okay. Kind of like that kid. If you gave the kid, here's exactly how to build the Falcon with Legos.
Yes.
Okay. See?
Oh, I love that. I'm taking that. Oh, I'm taking that.
You please do. So that's number 2. That's the skill set. You're training your AI. Here's how, because it's empty, to your point, you're now making it not empty. You're putting it in there. It's got it. So that's number 2. And then, of course, the done for you. You're busy. You got a budget. You don't want to think about this. You're going off to Bali or whatever you're doing in life. John's team, build it. It's done. Come back, hit a button, and we'll train you, whatever it is, support you, and it's done. Is that, I restated that right? Okay. Cool.
Man, you've packed it up real nice for me.
Come on, John. This is what I do, man.
I know. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Thank you. But John, listen here. We've been here for a minute, man. It's been great just to, these podcasts are not to go deep. I'm not the person at the Tim Ferriss 6-hour how to do it. That's what you're for, and people can Google it or whatever they're doing. But I'll let you have the last word. I think AI can be scary for some. It can be, I've heard that. I don't understand it fully, but I respect that. Ramon, I'm a little scared. I'm nervous. I've heard this, but it seems today you're giving us hope. And number 2, the big thing I learned is it's just business. As we did 40 years ago, get AOL. You just want to email people, solve the problem. Today it's AI, but let me hear what you would say on all that.
I mean, I here's my saying, all right? It's like people plus AI equals a power move. And that's what it's all about. So we need both sides of that equation. It is your human understanding plus the AI is really that power move. It's not one or the other.
I love it. John, that's it. One more time, where can people find you? Give us that one more time, who you are, where can people find you? Who do you want to talk to? And if you want, I was going to say, John, who you don't want to talk to, but I don't want to hear. That's for another conversation that I'll have to edit, so I don't want to hear who you don't want to talk to.
One word, Colder Ice, COLDERICE. Put that in Google. I don't know. You could probably put it in AI at this
Yeah.
point, and it should find me,
I love
John
that.
Lawson.
I love that. John Lawson, thank you so much for being with us today on the Rundown with Ramon podcast. Support for today's show comes from VeriSign, the registry operator of .com. .com is where the world finds you. Learn more at your.com.